So I had the pleasure to be on Family Reunion and on a panel, and I wanted to go over the questions that were asked in case you were not able to make it. The title was called Saved by the Bell, Breathe Life Back into Your Training Calendar. My name is Jeremy Bowers. I'm one of the team leaders for Keller Williams Mainline. I'm one of the partners at KW Power and also Keller Williams Mainline. I've been doing the leadership role now for 13 plus years, selling real estate, investing in real estate for now over 21 years. And I've been doing it at a high level. And I want to share a couple of different things with you today to help you in your journey. Number one is, what is your role in training played in your professional career? And how has it influenced you in the way that you approach and consult your training calendar? Was question one. I've learned that most people are not going to implement as much as they want to. So the way we do it is we break it down so they implement more. Tuesdays, we have as training day. That's education day. Thursdays, we have as what's workshops, taking action. So the difference is Thursdays, people pull out their laptops. It's a much smaller group. And our leadership team works with them on implementation. On Tuesdays is education. So on Tuesdays, what I found is if you can keep your calendar consistent, Education Day Tuesdays, 11 o'clock and 12:30 is our classes, you'll find that most humans are more consistent on coming. And I want you to think about this. In elementary school, we had a schedule. Junior high, we had a schedule. High school, we had a schedule. College, we kind of had a schedule. It was up to us if we wanted to go or not. And then we went into corporate America, we had a schedule. Then we got into real estate, and we don't have a schedule. It's sporadic, and why most humans can't do that well in this business could be this. 85% of people will get out of the business within the first 18 months. Predictability, and I call it the CFE, consistency, focus, and effort. Consistent, focus, and effort. The training calendar's got to be consistent. It's got to be a focus, and then effort's got to be put into it. So what is your approach to building out a worldwide training calendar that serves a variety of timely and timeless needs? I can share with you our training calendars that we did last year. And if you just go to the link, let me just give it to you here. I'll give it to you in a little bit, by the way. It's going to be a link that'll give you access to our training calendars. Here you go. I found it. jbtrainings.life/TRG1. jbtrainings, plural, .life, LIFE, /TRG1. It'll get you to a form, fill it out, and you'll get access to it within about 5-10 minutes. What I've learned is if you can have the classes at 11 and 12:30, have lunch between them, we're getting 50 to 80 people to those classes on Tuesdays. On our sales meeting, which is the second Tuesday every month, we get an excess of 80 to 120 people. That one is primary and it's in basically most people are coming to it. Some people are jumping on Zoom on the sales meeting. The rest of the classes are in person. I spend time each month planning this. So what I learned is I took that back from our group, and I believe the TL should be the person that should be running with it and people helping implementing it. And I have that flow chart attached if you go to that link that I just gave you, jbtrainings.life/TRG1. And what I believe is a team leader can get the training planned, accepted by the other people that are going to be doing the classes by the 10th of every month. Then give it to whoever in your organization can help you get it, make it pretty by the 20th. And the marketing flyer should be done by the 20th. And then you have 10 days to promote it to get guests there for that month. Right now, I have planned almost 3 months out of training and done. I've learned that winging it obviously is not the right answer. And two is the TL should be doing it. They're the ones recruiting. They're the ones retaining. They're the ones doing most of these meetings. They see what's working, what's not working, what needs to be addressed. Their job is to be the moderator. Their job is to be the connector, and their job should be able to figure this out because they're the ones coming across it. Our philosophy is this. We can teach them. We can show them a company can do it for them. or our company can do it for them. Most people in this year and recent want you to do it for them. We'll teach you it. We'll show you a company will do it, or we'll do it for you. And there's 8 ways right now that are working to get people's business. And if you look at my videos on here, I have short versions and then I have some saved in the background or long versions of the trainings. I've 8 ways to help people get business. As a leader right now, there's 2 things you should be doing: building confidence in people, and number 2, showing them how to get business. They don't need excessive training on theory. They need training right now how to make a paycheck. How? And also build their confidence level to reach out to their center of influence, to reach out to their leads, and focus on those 8 ways to get business. The next question I was asked is, how is your gauging your ALC and your top agents, your training efforts? We have co-hosts. Every month we have a sales meeting. We have a co-host, another person that will run the slides with the leader. Myself, I actually have my rotation between some of my business partners running the sales meetings, so they don't hear Jeremy every month. And then some of the ALC is part of the training classes and runs their own efforts within the office. They've done an amazing job having a book club. They've had amazing events. They have a really good idea of a welcome committee and done a really good job of welcome happy hours. The next question was, what marketing tactics have you found success with? What marketing tactics have you found success with, and how do they differ by audience? So we find at first the marketing efforts has to be in by the 10th. The marketing can be done by the 20th. We said that already. The growth team invites guests. We don't use the word recruits. That's a bad word. They're a guest. Just haven't had a fit yet to work with us yet. Or maybe they're not a right fit. We make calls. We make text messages. We do internal Facebook. We have an internal Facebook group for the office. But our goals are specific and are not mass messaging. So we change up our texts. We really don't use mass texting. We use individual texting or reaching out to people. We want to be selective on how we're approaching them. So we love using the growth analysis part of broker metrics and seeing who's growing, who's not. And depending if they're growing, what class should they come to? And if they're not growing, what class should they come to? We think about strategic. We treat each month like a main event, and we're specific on it. So each month we have 1 main class, and then we have 7 other classes on Tuesdays. We're down to 2 classes per week. One of those is a sales meeting. For retention, our leadership team, what we do is we reach out the Thursday before our sales meeting. And we all get in a room and we send text messages to whoever we want in the board. We have a sales board, and we put a note beside it, and we invite people. We give them a specific outline. They can adjust it. They can do it however they want. Number 5, they said, is what are some creative ways you're using training to recruit new agents? That link I gave you will share a flow chart. What we say is based upon if they're doing well or not doing well. If we have many different things, but we have 2 or 3 we really like. We focus on how and give them suggestions when we reach out how to grow their business. And we use the weekly classes on Tuesdays as test drives. So anybody we're meeting, we believe there's a 5-step process when we're meeting our guests. One of those processes is test drives, and that's to test drive our marketing, test drive our coaching, test drive our training, test drive our other agents' culture. It's part of the process. Number 6, I said, how are you tracking the results? We do giveaways at main events to see who's coming. We use a QR code. Each week we try doing it. We don't do it anymore to focus on who's coming each week. Sign in, someone's going to manage it. It was a lot. Our goal at the main event is to at least have one new guest join the company. And if you do one main event per year, that should be 12 cappers. That should be your $300,000 revenue per year. What I find is most people struggle just to hit that number because they're overcomplicating the process and doing way too many different things. A surgeon makes the most amount of money because they focus on a couple things. You should be focused on recruiting, retention, and big thinking ideas. And then align with your team who can do the rest of the things. Number 7, what is your biggest training calendar challenges you're facing? Setting those standards, making sure that information gets transmitted and put in place. Not perfect, but it's pretty close. Number 8, what would be your one piece? And I had that whole flow chart on that jbtrainings.life/TRG1, how we do it. Number 8, what would be your one piece of advice that leaders could take today and learn from your experience? You are an event marketing and training company, just in the real estate business. You don't have to be a huge producer. You don't have to be a past big producer. If you can figure out how to be an amazing moderator and showing them how to grow their business. You don't have to have all the answers. See, what I find is a lot of people never sold a high level. I was blessed. I sold up to 175 plus houses a year. These years selling around $20 million with my wife and don't have the team anymore. In my peak selling 70 houses a year. Right now, running the office, real estate investing, selling houses. But what I learned is when I asked that survey question, majority of people said I've never been a $10 million producer as a leader, as a sales rep. I asked the leaders this question. I asked, have you ever been a 20, 30? And most people haven't. So they're scared to call a 10, 20, 30. Just so you know, I have multiple business partners who do over $100 million in business. I've hired many people doing 30, 50, and over $100 million. We've hired them. They just have different problems, but the same approach. The first part should be your discovery questions and finding out about them in the 4 buckets: background in them, lead generation, what they're trying to do, basically from a wealth perspective, and then give them solutions on how to fix those things or how to solve those things. Bigger producers normally have a leverage issue. Normally want to be a salesperson, not a leader as much, or B, they want to be a leader more and less of a sales rep. Your $5 to $10 million people normally have 5 to 6 things that they need help with. How? But always, always, always 8 ways to grow your business right now comes back into play. So if you figure out those 8 ways and you take this process that I just talked about, it'll definitely help you. Our goal is $600,000+ revenue per year per office. Last year was a little shy of $1 million. Between the 2 offices, we did over $1.35 million in new revenue coming into the market centers. We went from 200 million to almost $1.980 billion to be exact in 3 years on a rebuild that we bought. The other office went from 0 to $2 million in 5 years. This stuff works. If you want more information on it, let me know, reach out, be more than happy to help you. But just want to share what I share with at the panel, family reunion, and these questions that were asked. Make it a great day.